Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Your Excellency, our former Governor and Distinguished Senator, and the architect of modern Nasarawa State, like we have always said and mentioned and believed and still believe. As you guys are aware, today you escorted me to come to the meeting of the APC governors with Mr. President. Right after the meeting, as I have always done, or mostly done, I decided to come to my elder brother, the former governor, to pay my respect. And this is something that I have done over and over, that I have come to pay my respect and compare notes with him. But during the process, for me, just yesterday morning, I came across some information that was going wild in the social media, and I believe it was necessary for me to come and discuss such issues with him. When I had it yesterday, I didn't have time to call him or discuss anything with him since I was going to make it to him. So I decided to use the opportunity to come today. So after comparing notes with him, it will give me the opportunity to be able to do that, especially, and I said, most of them who have written whatever information they have written probably are also here. Most of those who go around with me to discuss issues are probably also here. So one of the things I came to tell him is for him to continue being the gentleman that he has always been, to pay less attention to some of these wild, wrong, unprofessional information that sometimes people write. The reason why I call it that, I was thinking that media is a profession and people should be professional in what they write. Where they don't understand, they should ask questions. So at no time have I ever said there was a debt of 18-point-something billion taken by the administration of Tanko Al-Makura, and it was stopping me from running government. At no time whatsoever have I ever made such kind of statement. In fact, nothing has stopped our government from moving. Our government is indeed moving. We are negotiating on the new minimum wage. We are also in the process. We have set up our commissioners. We have never skipped any month without paying salaries. We pay our salaries. So I don't know how government will be stopped. We continue with all the projects, and I have always mentioned that we will, by the grace of God, continue and execute all the projects started by the government of Tanko Al-Makura. I have always mentioned that at every given time. The respect I have for this gentleman has not changed, has not reduced, and will not change. I have seen power many, many times in my life. I have held top positions in my life. No power has ever made me to change who I am. And that is the reason why I decided to pay this respect. And I thought, instead of calling a press conference in Lafia to start saying no to some of these things, there is no better place to come and disclose things and mention them like here. Let me repeat what I said in the two places so that people will understand. I have mentioned to our stakeholder during the retreat that we should all tighten our belt because of the expenses ahead of us and the amount of revenue that is coming down to us. I have mentioned to them, that we should wake up and improve our revenue generation. And indeed, the budget we presented yesterday is showing a revenue of 26 billion, which will show that we are working towards improving the revenue base in order to continue to prosper as a state. So I mentioned today we are having some deductions, which every state in the federation is actually having. It is not Nasarawa State. We are having budget support refund, we are having bailout refund, and we are also having excess crude account refunds. And all these refunds are actually eaten into the amount of money we receive monthly. How somebody will say that has stopped government from moving is unheard of. And I have mentioned that Nasarawa State is even better. The ECA we receive, we can actually see it on ground. Because there is no governor in the history of Nasarawa, with due respect, who has done more than this gentleman during his process, what he has done. And for that reason, how can I, for whatever reason, start to do that. If I do that, I will become an ingrate, and I'm not an ingrate. I'm not hungry for any position that I have to become an ingrate or I become a liar in order to achieve the position. So that is the reason why I decided to come specially here, and I said it will be nice if you come, so we can discountenance some of this information. And then I think this will give you the guide to ask your questions, because without any statement, you won't know how to ask questions. So I have given you now the letter to shoot your questions. Shoot the questions at him, he's more experienced.
Your Excellency, sir, I have the first question. First, I want to commend the two of you for trying to iron out your differences in this matured way. Some of us are thinking we'll have another Edo state in Nasarawa state, but the devil is a liar. Your Excellency, can we just tell the people of Nasarawa, celebrate? You don't owe anybody a single kobo. There's no debt at all that this government inherited. Thank you, sir.
There is no state in the Federation that is debt-free. Coming from the business that I have run, there is no serious business that is debt-free. Okay? But there is no single debt. You see, debts come in all kinds of classes. As I mentioned, you can't call bailout debt. You can't call ECA debt. You can't call budget support debt. But these are deductions that come in that have to be refunded. Debts, in the sense that what is happening is if you go outside the state to a particular bank and take some amount of money to do certain things, that is debt. If you go outside the country to take a foreign debt, that is debt. As far as those debts are concerned, there is none in Nasarawa state that was taken by the administration of Tanko Al-Makura and handed over to them. It's zero. There is none.
Next question.
Your Excellency, can you furnish us with information on how much the average of the state gets per month now? These deductions, how much do they affect what comes to Nasarawa state? And then, because I know that going forward with these deductions, if the revenue stays this way, even salary payments may be difficult. Can you give us, please, some knowledge, some working knowledge of the deductions and how it affects the revenue coming to Nasarawa state?
If you look at what we are doing at the moment, and if you look at our budget for next year, there is no month that we have indicated that we won't be able to pay salary. My dream, and by the grace of God we will see that happen, is that without even having any federation allocation, we should be able to generate revenues within the state that we are paying our salaries. Our salaries are not heavy burdens to the point where we will say because of debt, we are not paying salaries, or because of deduction, we are not paying salaries. So that's why if you look at our own budget that we just presented yesterday, which we call it actually a very realistic budget that we have gone through over and over, there is no month that will not be able. And the revenue we are going to generate next year, from what we are seeing from the months of October, November, and December, we are going to generate even more revenue in 2020 based on the trend than what we have generated this year. So I don't see how allocation or these deductions will affect salary. As far as I don't know whether he has more experience to say something.
You want me to chip on it? Let me hear the question, then I can,
Okay.
I can respond.
Okay.
But if you want me to chip on it.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, what I wanted to know was how the deductions will affect what is salary payment, especially going into next year. And the deduction to what tune?
I don't think I'm the right person to answer that question. But, be that as it may, I want to start my response to the pauses by your appearance to say that I'm really delighted and happy to receive my brother, my successor, someone I believe in, someone I believe is a reputable, capable, and focused individual that will be able to take the state to the next level. As a matter of fact, I wasn't surprised with the speculations that have been trending in the media, both social and print media. With due respect to all of you, I'm your most senior colleague, because I was in the press more than 40 years as a producer of news and current affairs. But I must say with all due respect that amongst you, you must remove the bad eggs. People who are depending on speculations to make news. This is not school. It is unprofessional. It is yellow journalism. And as one that is bona fide in this profession, I will urge you to cleanse yourself, because there's no point putting us here to start explaining things that never happened. It's very unkind of whoever speculated this. It's very unfair to his profession, to both of us, and to the people of Nasarawa State. I feel very aggrieved that with all the good relationship I've had with some of you as press men, that some of you can sit in the comfort of your bedroom and concoct stories that are more fictitious than fiction. It's most unfortunate. If you do that, or if you continue to do that, you are not helping the profession to grow. I believe you would want to have journalists that will do better than you. But if you start doing things that are not in line with the ethics and decorum of that profession, that leaves much to be desired. But amongst you, there are very wonderful, capable, and very conscientious journalists who have taken to the ethics of the profession to do a good job. And I believe we will see some of them heading some media outfit not too long. With that preamble, let me say that I thank His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, Engineer Abdullahi Esule, and his brother, my brother, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Emmanuel Kabe, for nipping this situation in the bud by paying me a courtesy visit to assure the whole world that we are one and the same thing. As a matter of fact, I can consider the administration of ASLA as a continuation of my administration, because we share the same values, we share the same vision, and we share the same hope for better Nasarawa State. I believe if any journalist worth his salt would want to do the right thing, rather than speculating and indicting one person or another, His Excellency is nearby, the Deputy Governor is nearby. I am also reachable, either by phone or by contact, to put some clarifications to some of these concocted speculations. And like His Excellency has already said, there's no need to belabor the point. I am saying with every sense of sincerity and honesty that I did not go to any bank to take any loan on this state. And like what happened, we did a practical handover. And he appreciated all the situations that he met. And the issues that people consider, or some of the journalists, not all of you, consider as law or debt, are things that are a national general thing. It was a bailout by the federal government since 2015. And like it was said by the federal government there, bailout was not done out. There were soft interventions that would be repaid in due course with very soft conditions. But for the avoidance of doubt, Paris Club is not a debt, it's not a loan, it's a refund. It is not a debt. So those of you that may be ignorant of what the details are, that is what it is. And the budget support, which came by way of infrastructure support and excess crude and the bailout for salaries, were things that were supposed to cushion the hardship of the states early in 2015. And that was done by the magnanimity shown by Mr. President to ensure that those states that had difficulties in paying salaries were bailed out. But in so doing, virtually all the states became recipients of that legacy from Mr. President. So I have no objection if the President will start looking ways and means of deducting those. No government operates without having one burden or another. When I came on board in 2011, I was meant to be paying the loan, the debt of my predecessor of 209 million every month for 4 years. This is not a platform for such details. It is the platform for reassuring you about our affinity, our love, our respect for one another, and also a platform to assure Nigerians and our people in the South State that whoever is wishing to see that we join issues or have friction with this administration, such person is chasing a mirage. This is an administration that I, with other citizens of the South State, put in place. And that will be the last thing in the minds of me and my supporters, and indeed well-meaning South State citizens, to disparage and create situations that will stagnate the progress that this administration is already doing. Your Excellency, I want to sincerely thank you for this visit. I want to sincerely thank the Deputy Governor for escorting you, so that together we reassure the pressmen, our friends, our brothers, our sisters in the South State, and indeed all Nigerians. Nasarawa State will be a state to beat, in the sense that we have camaraderie, respect, and good wishes for the one that is out and the one that is in. This is the beginning of cooperation, collaboration, and working towards ensuring that Nasarawa State is peaceful, is stable, and progressive.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellencies. With this, we come to the end of the press conference. The issues have been addressed, and we thank you so very much, Your Excellencies.